Hello and good luck.
For the record, we all recognize that there's a typo,
For the record,
and it's okay.
I'm covering. This is not by Rachel Vance. Daniel made this up. He's doing it for Daniel.
All right.
All right, you ready?
It's by your.
Okay.
Go for it.
All right. I have never done a presentation to adults before with a slideshow thing, so just bear with me. Obviously, I spelled stuff wrong. All right. It's out of my nature to not see you guys. So my topic is neutering weeds and relationships. All right. So why did you go into real estate? These are some questions that popped in my mind. Just think about it for a second. Were you running from another career? Did you want more flexibility? I can hear you laughing now. That's what I wanted. I think that's hilarious. That's not even true. Anyway, more money? Yes, probably. But we all know that it's not easy. Did you love showing homes? Do you love riding in your car? Do you love the physical appearance of homes? Do you love to watch HGTV? You love to argue with people about loose toilet handles and vapor barriers. So those are some of the reasons why you may have gone into real estate, but I highly doubt that's what keeps you here. So think about it. Well, I bet maybe the money, maybe the flexibility, et cetera, there's a reason that you have gone into it. Just ignore the errors. You have a reason. I bet your reason has more to do with people than any other of these choices. Anyone can have a job, but not everyone can have a career in real estate. So these are the things that just have come to my mind last night as I was sitting here thinking about this. So relationships are the foundation of our business. And that is the truth. You can tank your business by not having good relationships with people, or your business can really grow and thrive with relationships. So that relationships are really the foundation of our business. I'm sure you all agree. So relationships lead to referrals, which make our business sustainable. And we need healthy, strong, clean, fun, authentic relationships with others. Because when I was thinking about why I went into real estate, and I was thinking about the times where I prayed back in 2018, and God kept saying, I want you to go into real estate. I kept fighting with him and saying, I don't like houses. I don't care about foundations. I don't care about roofs. I don't, like driving in my car for hours. But God was like, but you do care about people. You do love relationships, and I've made you, I think that God has given me the gift of connecting with people. And I believe that for all of the people on our team, it's the same exact thing. Like, you guys are amazing at relationships, friendships, connecting people, making people feel comfortable. So those are things that, God has brought to you that you can bring to your business. So let's think about them for a minute. Who are your relationships with? And as I sat here last night, relationships is a humongous category of my life and my business. So you have family, friends, Bible study groups, church groups, clubs, communities, former jobs, colleagues, friends, high school friends. Just think about who you have relationships and who you want to keep healthy relationships with. Now, not all of these relationships are healthy. Not all of them are productive. But if you really think about it, you can think about the ones that are the most important, the healthy ones, the ones that are going to bring you referrals, things like that. So get busy relating. I think as I thought more about this, there is a fine line between relating to get business and relating just to be with people. And that's one of the main reasons why I joined this team, is because I know that God is first in Daniel's heart and in Daniel's mind as he leads the team. And it's first in all of our lives. And so we need to lead with our hearts and lead with God first. and then spend time with people, have fun, call your friends, go for a walk, go out to dinner with people when you can, when the world opens up again. This is a natural, fun piece of our business that I believe can really be positive. I know that there's a lot of frustrating things about this business. There's a lot of challenges. There's definitely a lot of disappointment and negative, frustrating things. But relating to people can be really great if we think about it like that and if we do that. So live, these are there's relationships all around you. Relate to your neighbors, relate to your spouses, your friends, your coworkers, anyone you come in contact with, and be authentic. And just, this is easy, be natural. I was thinking about this. This is terrible. I'm going to admit something to you guys that is ridiculous, but my neighbor moved. It was probably like days after I got my license, but they used a different real estate agent. And I would prefer that not to happen again. It was a little bit embarrassing, but I think about it. I don't know the names of the people across the street from me. All 3 houses that I'm looking out my window right now, I don't know their names. I know one guy first name, that's it. The people next to me just moved in a couple years ago. They have 3 kids. They're adorable. They're from Georgia. I've told Jack a million times they're probably going to move back because all their family is there. So we need to, stay relational with these people. Don't just ignore them. Just don't go into your house. You all have neighbors. I don't know how we need to be better neighbors. And I'm trying to figure out how to be a better neighbor to these people without looking like I want to sell their home eventually. So there is a tricky way to go about that. But we've done a bad job of being good neighbors to the people around us. And I think it's easy when you have little kids, easier. So if you have little kids and they're outside playing and it's sort of natural for you to strike up a conversation with your neighbors. But all of my neighbors are empty nesters across the street. And so it's not quite as natural to just like, hey, So just try to think of ways to relate to your own neighbors. I mean, there's probably 20 leads right around you if you would just talk to people when they walk by your house or when, you get the mail or, things like that. So we can come back to that if you guys have any ideas of how I can relate to my own neighbors that I don't know the names of. That'd be great. You like that topic? Quick touch people. So in the times of no touching, you can touch people. And this is something that I've been doing in my business. I send quick texts to people a lot. And I do it naturally. I don't have an organized list on Boomtown. Don't tell Daniel. Daniel, just block that out of your mind. I will one day. But if you think about it and ask God too to bring people to your mind, he knows, who's going to be moving. So like send the text. Hey, how are you guys doing during the corona? Everyone hanging in there at your house? Just keep the relationships open. I have neighbors who I know are planning on moving, friends in the next few years. And then they're also just friends, be a better friend. Be a better friend. I know many of us just sort of suck at being good friends to people. You're like, oh, I'll call them later. I'll get in touch with them later. I mean, a lot of this job is just holding us accountable to be a better friend. Make someone some muffins, call them, see how they're doing. I had a girl yesterday from high school just call and check on me. She wants to be a loan officer, but she was very genuine about it. It was cool. Birthday wishes. Jack shouts upstairs to me every morning. Hey, his job is to tell me whose birthday it is on Facebook. So that's his big contribution to my business, and he drives me around sometimes. So yeah, he's like, it's Karen so-and-so's birthday, John so-and-so's birthday, and it's not that I can't look on Facebook myself. I can, but it just like brings it to my attention. And if I have their cell phone number, I text them personally. And then if I don't, I just do it through Facebook. So you can send them a birthday card, text, Facebook, whatever. I think other more experienced agents send out birthday cards and have like an awesome system. I think Daniel did that or does that. I don't know. Daniel, if you wanted to talk about that, but I know it makes a huge difference. Daniel's talked about it before. If you send birthday cards, with like a little gift in there or whatever, you don't want to make it sound bribey or like smarmy or ugh. You just have to really watch the authenticity of your relationships and your messages. That's my take on it. And then call 1 to 2 friends a day just to check in. I love talking on the telephone. So I love to call friends, and I just try to call a couple of people every day. And it does take a while. It could take 20 minutes to an hour, depending on who you are. So
I have a comment for your birthday thing.
Yes, tell me.
So in Follow Up Boss, I'm sure Boomtown does the same thing, but like the very few people that I have closed so far, I just ask them or ask the loan officer, hey, when's their birthday? Because your loan officer knows when their birthday is. It's part of their ID. And then if you just put it in Follow Up Boss, or I guess in Boomtown, it will go on your calendar. So Nance, remember when me, you, Debbie, and Duke sat in that room and did your Google Calendar?
Yeah.
It will, if you look at and you add, like you have to click the little in the Google Follow Up Boss or Boomtown or whatever. It will say like Rachel Nance, Daniel Keaton. It'll have their birthday for that week. And then you could send them out ahead of time. You just have to stalk your calendar. That's the only system that I have.
That's a great system. That's a great system. I mean, Daniel keeps telling me, get your systems in place. I still feel like I'm like drowning, but I think it's going to get better. I hope.
Takes a while.
I feel like, I'm just drowning. Anyway, call 1 to 2 friends a day to check in. I do believe this really helps. It just don't mention anything about real estate at all. Just talk to them. If they ask you about real estate, then tell them. And normally they always ask, how's real estate? Oh, it's great. It is. I mean, every single person is shocked that I'm still busy and that we're still working and that we're still showing houses. But it gives you a chance to get the truth out there, but just talk to people. Don't worry, guys. This presentation will only be 2 more hours, so just hang in there.
Only 2 more?
Yeah, 2 more hours. I'm just kidding. It's quick. It's not much. So now that you're in real estate, don't get too busy for your friends. This has been something that is a little bit on my mind because I don't want my good friends to be turned into like dust bunnies because I'm too busy for them, you know? Your true friends need and want your attention. So just think about who those people are. They want to know that you still love them and that you still value their friendship. They see that you are so busy with real estate and may begin to resent you a bit. So try to keep your most precious relationships with friends and family healthy. You can get so busy and caught up with work that you miss out on true friends and valuing them. So make a list of people that you truly need to make sure that you value and keep in touch with. I have a good guy friend who he's in his 60s, maybe 65, 66, and we used to run a lot together. And I just reconnected with him and asked him if he wanted to run recently, and he did. And he tells me while we're running the other day, and we haven't gotten together with them much, but they are good friends of ours. But I've been so busy, we've neglected the friendship. And I say, he's talking. He's like, well, hey, I just want to let you know that one day we're going to move, and we're going to use you because you're like a daughter to me. And I'm like a daughter to you, and I have barely called you. Like in the past, I may have texted you on your birthday, and that's it. Like it really was. Some people really do think that like they may value your friendship so much more, and you don't want those really true valuable relationships to be hurt by your business. So just think about those people and reach out to them. There's not many. I mean, I bet there's like 10, really valuable, if you think about it, close friends. Just don't neglect those ones. And pray. Y'all probably think I talk about this too much, and I'm not a saint. As you all know, I've said the F word probably 10 times today already, and that's terrible. So I'm not perfect. I'm not even close, but I do notice if I start the day praying for God to bring to mind the people he wants me to serve,
It's good.
and connect with, that he will do this. He created me with a genuine desire to get to know people and have relationships with people, and that he provides me with the wisdom along the way. And this is something that Taylor and I have been talking about, Betsy and I have been talking about a lot. And ultimately, God is in charge. So don't get so caught up in the details. And I'm telling myself that as I speak out loud of, I know following up with everybody on Boomtown is very important. So I know that, Daniel. I'm not saying that is not important. But just do that, but also really think about, okay, God, who put somebody on my heart? Who needs me to serve them? Who needs my services? And like I said the other day, I went for a walk and I ran into this woman who tells me she's getting a divorce and needs a house. I'm like, God, you put him first, and he will bring you the people who need you.
Amen.
He really will. He will bring you your business. And so just continue to pray and ask him for that. Ask him for wisdom. Ask him to put those people in front of you. Getting so caught up in real estate busyness. Can you pull away from the most important foundation to your business, and that is relationships? Please always take a step back and pray to God for wisdom to point you in the right direction. Be you. I believe the more genuine and sincere you are in your prayer, in your ways, the more people that trust you and know you and deeply, you deeply want to help them. So don't do weird things that are out of your comfort zone. For example, there's no way that I would ever just go around knocking on doors asking for business. I also do not believe that God has called me to be that type of agent. No judgment if you are. You just have to do what is in your wheelhouse and what it comes naturally to you. People are drawn to you because of who you are and what value you bring. So don't be fake. Fake is a total turnoff. And of course, last but not least, all things Boomtown. This is for you, Daniel. Boomtown is a one-stop shop for people who know how to use it professionally. This will soon be all of us. I'm not quite there yet. So these are the things that you could do. Contact the people in Boomtown. Change the statuses. Drip them, email them, text them, order them, file them, sort them, and then do it again. This is going to be an awesome source the more we are familiar with and comfortable with it. So as you can see, many of you are already. Emily, Elena, Ben, you guys are obviously the masters at Boomtown. So I appreciate your skilled levels of doing this, and hopefully we all, because it really is amazing, and I'm super thankful for Daniel for purchasing it for us. And I know that it already is awesome. And I pray that God will give me the brains to be able to use it properly. So if there's anything else, this is the last thing. If you are still here, and if there's anybody else listening besides Daniel, just share an idea of how you've been successful in nurturing your leads. And does anybody have an example of a time that you failed that we can all learn from your mistake? Let's encourage one another. So that is my presentation. But if you have something that you would like to share, another idea of how you nurture your relationships and what's worked for you, I would love to hear it. And so would everyone else.
I have one thing. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So, Rachel, I was listening 99% of the time. I was in my car though. I forgot I was going to RAR and I had to pick something up. But the one thing I will challenge you on your slide, 2 slides back, where you said don't get out of your comfort zone. I don't agree with that, so I will challenge you on that. And I don't think that's what you actually meant. I think you meant don't be fake, really.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
get out of your comfort zone, but don't be like so far out that you just are just completely fake.
Right. Like, don't be someone that you're not. If you are not proficient at X activity, don't let learn and get better at it. But like, I am not good at, I don't even know what I'm not good at. I'm not good at a lot of things. Like, I could be really good at door knocking. People are not intimidated by me most of the time. And so like, I feel like I'm a relatable person. People will just walk up to me and ask for help if they need it. Same with you. Like, I feel like the same way with you, but like, maybe I'm not comfortable with that. So I'm going to step out of my comfort zone and offer help to people. I'm really bad about that. Like, I'm like, tell people I'm always here for you. But like, my comfort is just I expect them to know that I'm here for them.
Good point.
But
Good
I
point.
think that like that's an example I have. It's like I want to get out of my comfort zone and tell people like I'm here for you no matter what you need. If you just need me to go pick up a bottle of wine for you, like I will do that. So that's the only part that I challenge on your thing. But I really think you meant the don't be fake kind
Yeah.
of thing. Cause like I do think people need to step out of their comfort zone like you did. You switched careers completely and now you're calling people, you're going to do driveway closings, like things like that. Like that wasn't your jam and now it is. So that's the only thing. But I thought it was great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think you said so many profound things in my mind. Sorry, somebody called me, so if this was said, Ashley, I had to hang up and text them, but I missed it. But so what you said was, just try to think of just a couple people a day that you genuinely can connect with. And to be honest, and I didn't pay Nance to say anything about Boomtown. That was all on her own fruition there. But
She put not a sponsored message. I am not sponsored by
Exactly.
Boomtown or Daniel Keaton.
Yeah.
I am
But,
sponsored by Daniel.
to be honest, if you did that every day where you were purposefully, genuinely connecting with just a few people on the phone, call them, checking in how they're doing, like that will bring you more business, as much business as any CRM will, to be honest. I mean, and Nance, you've proven that. I mean, you're crushing it. In your first year, you've done with us, I think it's 24, 25 deals, and mostly out of you. I mean, it's not because you're great at the CRM, but you are
What?
great at
That's so
you're great at
shocking.
relationships. You're great at relationships. You're great at people, and and you can tell, like, one thing about you that I think we can all draw from is that you genuinely care, or at least it appears that you genuinely care, and you're really good at faking it. But I don't think so. I don't think that's the case. I think you do genuinely care, and people can see that in you. And when you call, when you text, when you check in with people, and I'm sure that's what you do with other people. And then they're like, well, she cares about me, so if I need an agent, I'm going to use her. So that was really stuck out to me, just connecting with just a couple people, even if it's just a couple people each day on a deep level. Like, that's huge.
That's definitely what I've been doing. That's something that's consistent to my business, and I have been doing that every day.
Yeah.
That's one thing that is really, I suck at the CRM, but I'm trying. But I do that, and so people, I guess they just trust me, and they're referring me. But it's so shocking because they know I was in a different career. So that's I even have my most recent listing is from a student that I used to have.
I think you have like a really good, like, calming spirit. Like, even though you're a very energetic person, like, I think you just have that, like, aura.
Ooh, I'm writing that down. Thank you.
Aura? Like, you just have that, like, I don't even know. You have this, like, thing around you. I'm in my car, but this thing around you that, like, I feel like I could just walk up to you and be like, I need a hug. Not right now, but I need a hug. And then you'd be like, okay,
Virtual.
here's a hug. Let's sit down and talk. And I feel like that's what everybody needs to find, like, in themselves to be successful. Like, if your jam is like telling people you were a teacher and like relating to them that way or whatever, then you need to use that, because otherwise, what are you doing?
I think there's a couple ways to build a lucrative business in real estate that I've learned. And there are people out there who've built very lucrative businesses, not off of relationships, but off of, prospecting, being very good at sales, being very good on the phone.
Right.
But, I can only speculate that maybe some of these people don't have true, genuine friendships or relationships with people on a certain level. But the other way, to me, the better way, and the more the way that would give you more longevity in the business, is building it off of relationships. And that's what I believe I did. And it takes a little longer to get going that way, right? And the whole point of all of our lead gen stuff, generating leads, is so that you can get the opportunity to get in front of somebody, and you can build that relationship with that person long term, lifetime. So so you care about them, they know that you care about them, and then they send you business, then it's not the churn and burn mindset or concept where it's like get it done, get the commission, and who's the next person in line kind of thing. And then once you build that, you have a good foundation, and it will provide for you for your life, really.
I got two things that I wanted to throw in. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, good. First off, I'm like Rachel's top fan, obviously. And second off, I think she's so good at nurturing relationships, like genuinely. Like if you hear her talking to clients, you think she's talking to like an old high school friend. Like I really think she really relates on a personal level with people that they identify with, and she is that friend more than the agent, which is a huge, huge takeaway. Secondly, she said something about door knocking is not her thing. Cold calling is not her thing, but that is some people's thing. So it's like finding your thing, what you're good at, what's in your wheelhouse, what's comfortable for you to do the follow-up and the nurture and building a relationship. Some people build relationships by knocking on doors and continuing to knock on those doors. Some people build relationships by continuing to prospect and cold call. Other people build relationships by networking and just genuinely friending people and just being a friend, and then business will come from that. So it's knowing your strengths and knowing what gifts you have, and then just utilizing them to the fullest out of a sincere heart to really genuinely want to help people so that people begin to like, trust you, and want to only work with you, to me is the key. And I think she's captured that key. So I've always told Rachel she would be like the best in networking. If we were allowed to network, I feel like she would flourish in networking events, socials, gatherings, parties, events. I feel like you would be, because I guess I'm speaking to you. I feel like you would be all over that. That would be like your jam, more than one-on-one knocking on a door. You can get the same result, but it's just knowing where to spend your time and energy is very wise. So.
Thank you, Ben. It's so sweet. Well, I'm here because Ben used his strength, which was calling me, and then calling me, and then calling me, and calling me, and Facebook messaging me, and I was like, finally ready to listen. So, but he was never pushy, or he was very calm on the phone and just asking me questions that made me think. He cared about me, he cared about my business, and he had information for me that I wasn't aware of. So he was really good at calling and not giving up, and emailing me and whatever. And I'm glad that he did. So that was definitely his strength.
Nance, you made me laugh out loud when you're like, did you get into real estate because you love arguing over loose toilet? Like, yes, people love to be like,
That's what I love.
Because I love interior design. And you're like, but do you like fighting over toilets? That's really what it's about.
Yeah.
It's not about interior design.
That was amazing. It was like, that would actually be a legitimate reason to get into real estate if you like arguing over stupid crap in houses.
It's true. It's true, because that's where you spend most of your time.
But how many people do get into it because they're like, I just love homes and I love watching HGTV, and
I don't know.
that's always either a red flag for me, or I need to reshape their conceptions of what the business is, because
I think it's
clearly
a red flag.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to love homes, but if you I have so many people that I talk to and they're like, oh, I want to go into real estate. And I'm like, okay, great. Are you good at arguing?
Yeah.
Are you good at getting yelled at on the phone? Can you take both ends of it? You know what I mean? They're like, I would love to flip homes. I'm like, yeah, so would I. Do you have a lot of money? And they're like, well, I want to get into real estate to get a lot of money. You don't know.
Somebody already got it.
Rachel, in the middle of a training, I need it.
What did you say?
It was a Zillow call.
Oh, Zillow call came in.
But they're gone.
Somebody else.
Hey guys, sorry I joined late.
Hey, Lena. Did you just join?
I've been on the phone for like the past probably 8 minutes, but I didn't want to interrupt.
So
I had to. I was getting that offer sent over to John,
that's right.
and now I'm getting in my car to go to the showing.
She recorded it, or
Cool.
we recorded it. Yeah, cool. Well, that's awesome. Thank you, Nance. I appreciate it. It's definitely your strength, and I'm glad we can learn from you. I'm glad we can learn from everybody. You know, I appreciate everybody that's willing to share. You know, honestly, if there's anybody else that's got something that you feel like you want to share, or if you want to share something and you're not sure what you might want to share, reach out to me and maybe we can help you find something that is your strength. And sometimes it takes other people to point it out, and you know, but we'd love to hear from everybody. You know, everybody's got something to add.
Can I ask y'all a
Appreciate
really
it.
random question?
Sure.
I've been feeling insecure because I'm not wearing a mask everywhere I go, and I don't go that many places, but like I have to go to the post office and drop off a bunch of boxes. Should I be wearing a mask? I have a bunch, but like I feel like I don't know.
Well,
Why aren't you wearing a mask?
if you have a mask, then wear it.
Huh? I have this from when I donated blood, but I look like I'm gonna kill somebody.
Well, so does everyone else.
True.
Are you self-conscious about wearing the mask, or are you not
Yeah.
wearing it because you don't want to use a mask that could be given to someone else?
No, I'm not worried about any of. I mean, I'm not worried. I have lots of faith, and I feel good about it. But like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the wrong person. I'm the person that's in the wrong because I'm not wearing one, and people are
Well,
looking at me funny.
I mean,
Sort of.
Brad
So
and I
the
went to
purpose
Whole
be-
Foods the other day. We were like the only people without a mask, and I felt really bad about it.
Okay, maybe I should wear it then. Okay.
the purpose behind wearing the mask isn't necessarily to protect yourself. It's so that when you talk to others, you're not spitting on them.
Oh, I really like spitting on people though.
Well, you know, I mean, it's a normal thing. I was actually talking to my physical therapist about it the other day. It's like, you know, in all reality, everybody should be wearing like goggles and masks and, you know, gloves, because on a daily basis, as we talk to people, spit just comes out of our mouth, and you can't control that. You may not be a spit talker, but you're still going to have some little bit coming out of your mouth all the time. It's really
I'm a
gross
lot of
when you think
saliva.
about it. Right? Yeah. You know. So.
I guess I'm gonna wear it. Okay.
Well, that's true. The goggles.
It's more of a courtesy to other people.
I was so dizzy. My mom made me so sick. I was so dizzy. I was at a showing the other day. I was like, I think I'm gonna pass out because my mask was so thick I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
That's how I felt
Some
during
masks are
blood.
crazy.
I literally was like, oh, she was like, are you okay? I was
Hyperventilating.
like, hyperventilating.
Does anybody else have any other tips for us in relationships before we go off?
Oh, you're a unicorn. You should paint that thing rainbow colored.
Does anybody else have any other relationship tips for us?
Be kind to
Betsy
others.
said something.
That's my advice.
Betsy
just
said
left a
something
meeting.
in the chat. Did you read it? Oh, she just
No.
left. Betsy said I could probably teach a class on neighboring 101. She said she's not afraid to stalk everybody on her street.
Well, then we should. We should. Let's do it. Let's ask her to do it. I mean, I need it. I really do need it. Because now I've lived here for 5 years and I don't know the neighbors across the street. So now it looks like a creep. Hi, I'm Rachel. I live across
In
the
New York, you're weird if you do know the neighbors. So just
True.
like, it's
Oh my
bizarre to
goodness.
us. It's bizarre to us that like people are always saying hi to each other. Like when we first moved here, we'd just be driving down the street, like driving home, and everyone would wave, and we'd look at each other like, we don't know them. Why are they waving to us? Like, what the heck?
I can
Come to
so
find
hear
out,
Mom
it's just like
saying that.
what people do in Virginia.
We're so Yankee.
That is funny.
I mean, it's like, but I'm so serious. We're like, we would literally give them the weirdest looks because we're like, I don't know you. Like, why would you wave at me? Like, I don't know who you are.
I'm the
And
person
it's just
that
such
waves
a normal
to
thing
everyone.
down here.
I would be the one frantically waving to you while you walked because I waved to everyone in the neighborhood, but none of them speak English. I'm the only English-speaking person in my neighborhood, so they're like, "Hola," and I'm like, "Hi."
Do you all notice when you're
Hey, I gotta go. I have a call. I'm leaving.
All
Goodbye.
right, see ya.
Goodbye.
What'd you say, Ben?
saying, do you notice, especially more than ever, when you're showing homes and you're driving in neighborhoods, people are out more, and so sometimes
Yeah.
they'll wave, But if the client is behind me, I always purposely wave to every single person I
Yes.
see because I want them to wave back to make the client feel like, oh, this is such a nice neighborhood. Everybody waves at you.
That's good. That's good.
Until you get to that
Oh,
one
that's
neighborhood
such a
where
good
people are like,
idea.
who is that weirdo? And they start looking
Yeah,
at you
you
real
want
funny.
people waving.
I
Take
love
advantage
to
of the people that are out on the sidewalks right now. Get them to wave.
Yeah. There you go. One of
I love
Ben's
That is
tips.
such a good idea.
That is a good idea.
That's funny.
I'm gonna have to up my waving game and start waving along with everyone else, or else I'll be like the
You just have
unfriendly person